What are some of the main challenges in AI and big data? Hey guys, I'm Stefan. I'm the founder of the data management bureau Rafa's Ambassadors. Today we're going to explore the relationship between AI and big data and what are some of the main challenges for the future of AI and its application in big data. So let's get right into it. We'll introduce some definitions here first. For those who don't know, big data is generally referring to the massive volume of data generated every day, which is then analyzed effectively to reveal patterns and insights like wasn't possible before. We also have artificial intelligence, kind of using machines to mimic human-like tasks with kind of simulating human intelligence. So we're going to explore some key points here for like what are some of the main concerns and challenges here. This has been a major discussion for a long time, but some of the concerns here are, for instance, concerning data privacy. For instance, in 2019, there was a data sharing deal between a major US health system and Google, where like millions of patient records were shared without the proper consent of the patients. And of course, this created a lot of public outcry and created a lot of public discussion of how data ethics can be compromised in cases like this. And also new regulations like the GDPR in Europe and the California Consumer Privacy Act in California, trying to address these concerns, but still there has been statistics like 56% of healthcare facilities lack proper data governance, and this may mean that this issue is far from solved. Well, see, the complexity of data management is increasing the more data is that is actually being produced, and it's managing data is a lot more complicated than just storing it, because okay, you can store data, but it doesn't mean that you're actually maintaining the quality of the data just by storing it. You need to continually organize it, make sure it's accessible and usable for system like for all the technical systems and AI systems especially to function efficiently. It's not just that okay, the data is there and then AI will solve all of our problems. In a sense, it's a lot more complex than that. In practice, the data needs to be maintained and made sure that it's up to date and to the quality standards that is required for these systems to work properly. It can be compared to kind of a major library in a sense, which is always kind of expanding. And like if you don't have a kind of proper system in place, it's not possible to actually manage or use this data in an efficient way. And another key point here is that companies really need sophisticated data management systems that can both handle structured and unstructured data. So it's not enough to just be able to organize to manage the actual structured data in databases, which is kind of organized from before, but also unstructured data like different documents and which documents, dialogues, and like the different kind of information that isn't really fitting in a proper table or database, that also needs to be managed in a sense. And if not, then it may lead to some poor decision making and inefficient systems in general when applying like AI and other technologies like this. We also have another major concern, which is bias in algorithm. We've mentioned this on the channel before, but we have the classic Amazon example from 2018, an AI recruiting tool which showed preference against women applicants in tech positions because there weren't many female applicants at that time. Or historically hadn't been that in the training data, and that causes a lot of problems when training these tools in practice. So of course, a lot of these considerations and kind of algorithmic bias and so on has been attempted to be solved by especially by a lot of the bigger providers we've seen, but we've also seen some extreme examples in the other direction, in a sense that, for instance, with Google, when they implemented Gemini, made some updates to Gemini, they kind of overcorrected, in a sense, for this when their kind of image production AI or image generation AI actually produced like historical characters that were whites, like not as whites, but in like in indigenous and African American style, in a sense, even German soldiers and everything. And so that was a major overcorrection by Gemini that caused a lot of backlash as well. So has been a lot of complications with addressing this algorithmic bias. We also see a skill gap in the workforce. There, like one statistic has shown that, like even by 2025, 97 million new roles may emerge due to AI and automation, but 85 million jobs may be displaced. So we're witnessing in real time this creative destruction, in a sense, where a lot of jobs are replaced and a lot of new jobs are coming. And this is why it's so important to catch up and pay attention to this radically changing landscape that we're in right now. We're in. There's a lot of stuff changing. It's at such a fast pace that these new technologies within AI and big data is evolving that it's very difficult to catch up for a lot of organization, and this requires kind of having to continually learn and develop learn new things all the time, and to kind of set up this kind of continuous learning environment for companies and workers to be able to actually adjust to this fast-paced changes in this field. So we can see a lot of examples for how AI can be used. Like, this video isn't necessarily dedicated to explaining the applications, but there are a lot of applications within administrative tasks. It can be used in healthcare and a lot of other industries. But here is where it's important to understand this technology and to adapt and to learn how to use this in your specific field, in your specific role, to be able to adapt and adjust to these changes. So let's quickly summarize and conclude here. We've discussed some of the major challenges: data privacy, data management complexity, algorithmic bias, the skill gap, rapidly changing tech landscape, which creates some challenges when applying AI in practice. So of course, addressing these challenges are so important for actually understanding how to become better at using this in a qualitative way in practice. But yeah, I will leave on the note that I encourage you all to think critically about how you can maybe apply AI to solve a lot of these problems in your situation, and maybe it's also important to consider how people and companies can also work together to overcome these challenges as well. So I'll leave this up here. If you have any thoughts, opinions, experiences, or questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Other than that, I implore you all to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And other than that, wish you all an amazing day forward, and looking forward to see you in the next video.